Child, I got my glasses on. This is regular Korean grape. This is regular Korean grape. So I ain't even drunk as you suppose. I could have saved this for tomorrow, but this good right here. I was trying to type in, don't believe the hype, don't believe the hype, don't believe the hype, don't believe the hype. And I know and I appreciate a lot of people that has been encouraged by the things that I say. But let me tell you, I'm saying what I say. I am Tiffany, Empower, Impact, Ignite. That's what I want to do. That's what I'm about. And I'm saying what I say so that way I don't want people to be like me at all. I want people to be better than me. Make better choices, make better decisions, do better than me because, honey, let me tell you, I shared a few things, just reflecting on just self-care, self-love and stuff like that. And I'm like, a lot of people, looking for love, you looking for, you desire it. And a lot of things you just need to just be and be okay with you, because when you're not okay with you, you settle. When it's areas that's inside of you that are broken and need to be healed and you have not reclaimed them, honey, you settle. You settle. And I'm sitting here reflecting with my kids in this room. And each man that I had children by shouldn't have touched me with a 10-foot pole. That's when you really evaluate the choices and the decisions that you make and understand your value and your worth. A lot of people look at the times and the relationships and the things they did as waste, but I look at them as lessons. And I take my lessons and I'm intentional about being transparent to share the things that I went through. And even today, I'm not bitter about love, relationships, family, men, nothing. Because I understand that everything and everybody has a role to play. And if we don't learn from our choices and our decisions, then we continue to make the same poor choices. When you begin learning and reevaluate stuff and being able to just look back at stuff, then the information and the data that you collect, you can sit back and laugh even at yourself for certain poor choices that you've made. A lot of us got to be for real and begin to give an account for the choices that we made. And even evaluate the mindset and even the mannerism of where we was at that particular time. Like, don't rob yourself of the time that we have now to be able to reclaim time that a lot of people look at as lost time, y'all. Let me tell you, you don't stay young forever. But when we young, a lot of times we do a lot of foolish stuff that we can't take back. And even though some people try to maybe normalize, throwing away babies, aborting babies, giving them up or whatever like that, me personally, that was never an option. And I'm so grateful that I did not, choose to get rid of the best thing that came out of the relationships. But when I look back, if I would have had an inkling of how precious I really was, had an inkling of the understanding of how valuable God saw me, certain things, I wouldn't just lay and play around. I wouldn't have tried to make my idea of what a house or what a family looked like, but I would have allowed God to do it. I really would have allowed God to do it, because now that and I was talking about reevaluating, when I just sit back and assess, because when you assess things, let me tell you, when you assess the situation, you have to, sometimes that assessment can be very painful, and a lot of people don't like to reflect back because they don't want to deal with the pain. But I believe that the pain is a part of the process that can allow you to heal. That place of healing is a place that we really need to strive to get to. And a lot of people want to be in denial and just act like this person no good, that person no good, this person that, boom, 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 boom. But when you assess the situation and evaluate and reevaluate what took place in the matter, what your mindset was, what even allowed you to play in the pig pen, if I may say, honey, you'll take that and you'll stride. You wouldn't let it hold you down. You wouldn't make it like, you wouldn't allow it to make you afraid of the unknown or the healthy part of what could be, because we get so used to toxic relationships. We get so used to dysfunctional mannerisms. We get so used to poverty, mindset, just not really paying attention to the poor choices that we continue to make. And that's why a lot of people remain broken, or they intentional about getting in relationships to tear down and victimize the next person because of what has already taken place and been done to them. But we got to heal. We got to grow. We got to elevate. We got to really just sit back and think about the choices that have led us up to where we are now, and see if these same choices will take you to where you want to go. See if these same choices, if your children watch how you move, if it's going to benefit them or if it's going to cause them to be in a destructive pattern as well. And I don't know nobody that would want their children to be destructive. I had to evaluate to the point and reevaluate and repent for things that I've done to people's sons. And that was in my younger days. But I wouldn't want nobody's daughter, to do it to my sons. You see what I'm saying? Like, when you really in a place where you want to grow and you want what's best, you begin to do better things. You begin to make better choices. You begin to hold yourself accountable. And I'm telling you, that's like stepping on your own toes. A lot of us, we don't need nobody to step on our toes. You already know what it is. You already know what it is. Ask yourself, and this is what men need to do. Seen a brother like a few weeks ago. He had a shirt on, and it had something about like female gonna give some oral or something like that, and then he got a mask with his beautiful little daughter on there. And I said, you want somebody's daughter to give you something, but you thinking somebody ain't gonna get your daughter? You can't put out toxicity and negativity and think that you can do it to other people churn and ain't nobody gonna get yours. You know what I'm saying? That's mindset. That's perspective. We think it's a joke until it hit home. But if we really want to, produce more healthier, more whole relationships, like, we got to hold ourselves more accountable for the things that we've allowed. And I'm telling you, I look at my handsome sons and I be like, technically, if I knew half of what I knew now, y'all parent, y'all, the man that I had y'all with, the men that I had y'all with, they really shouldn't even touch me with a 10-foot pole. They should not have had touched me. Everybody should have had kept hand, feet, and other objects to themselves. But because of what I've been through, I've been able to grow through it. So I'm just coming on here because I know I inspire people, but don't be me. Don't make the same mistakes that I made now. Learn from the stuff that I'm sharing. Please don't repeat the same cycles. Like, don't continue to make poor choices when at the end of the day, what they say, if somebody else done went before you, they already paving the way. They already done, that's the hard part, learning, But a lot of us, we don't learn. That's why we continue to repeat the cycle. It's like, they're like, oh my goodness. Repeating the cycle over and over. Never ever would I ever thought I would have been raising 3 children, okay? not necessarily doing it by myself. The Lord is my help now. But I do it with ease. I do it with gladness. I do it with gratitude. Because at the end of the day, I hold myself accountable and responsible for the choices and actions that I did make, even when I didn't know to necessarily do better. I don't allow what I go through to have me in a mindset to where I'm regretful and unappreciative to what I got, you know, because it's always good and everything. Child, I'm sitting back here like I'm really on one. Okay, I hope somebody enjoying this conversation because it's random. FYI. And yes. Oh, well, this self-care day, I could have saved this conversation for Saturday. But it is what it is. I'm at the table pouring it up, honey. Oh, waiting on my children's food. What time it is? I don't want to be... Oh, it ain't too late. Look. Boy, that pressure be make you feel like you a deadbeat mama child. You don't feed the kids on time. But anyway, I ain't no deadbeat. That food coming out and they got food. They got food. So I'm just sitting here chilling. I'm like, why am I chilling? Why am I right here? But yeah, I just really hope that when I say who I am and what I'm doing, you know, the empowerment that I want to want to take place in others, the impact that I want to have on others, the ignitement that I want y'all to get from these conversations that we have, whether it's one-on-one, whether it's in my inbox personally, whether it's on my phone, whether it's in person or whatever. I don't ever want y'all to think that y'all gotta look down, you know, at yourself or like somebody better than the next one, because man, all of us done made some poor choices, some flawed decisions, and really could have done better. And the main thing is, if we allow ourselves to be healed from what wanted to take us out, then that allows you to be an overcomer. That allows you to be a victor. That allows you to be more than a conqueror versus being like defeated from the loss that you think you took. When really anything that had you, and if it no longer has you, then you won. You came out. That means you got a story to tell. That means you got something to share. That means I'm waiting to be at your book signing. That means I'm waiting to hear about how God brought you through all of that. Don't look at nothing as defeat. How about that? Don't look at nothing as no defeat. It didn't defeat you, because if you was defeated, you wouldn't be able to live to tell the story, regardless of what it is. I don't know where that's coming from, but somebody need to be encouraged tonight, and it can't wait till tomorrow. It can't wait till tomorrow. You know, everybody working, everybody trying to secure that bag, but make sure that you know you the bag. Your mental health, your spiritual health, your physical health, your well-being, you're the bag. It's you. It's you. It's us for God. That made me think about, Lord, when the angels had to ask them, who are they that you're so mindful of them? Why do God even care about us so much? He care about us when we don't even care about ourselves. He care about us when we don't care about ourselves. Allowing situations and things to just have a hold on us longer than they got to. We don't even go to him and ask him to deliver us, save us, protect us, get us up out of it, show us how to maneuver through it after heartbreaks, after disappointments, after violations, just after different things. When God like, I'm right here. I want to show you the way. I want you to receive my love. I don't want you to keep looking for faulty love. I don't want you to keep looking for, no good Joe Blow love. I don't want you to be looking and selling for that. I want you with the best. Period. That's love. Maybe I had to hit on that because it's still February now. And we talking self-care and self-love. And you will never get to a higher level of, I don't think it's, when you really experience the love of God and on the natural end begin to care for yourself and love yourself as God telling us to love ourselves, and then we can love our neighbors, the people outside of our body, I don't see nothing higher than that. Because that's a place of peace and self-worth that a lot of people don't operate in. And when you really don't see yourself as worthy of much, of nothing, let me tell you, you let some of the most horrific, undignified situations be allowed and go on in your life, that probably be having God like, he's appalled. I'll be looking back like, what was I thinking? I wasn't thinking. But that comes with growth, accountability, and growing is not as cute as it may seem when we watch our children grow, honey. Growing can be a painful and antagonizing situation, especially when you find yourself fighting the process. So don't fight the areas that you can grow in this season. Don't fight the opportunities that can present itself for you to just really take time to heal. Even though it might be tempting to entertain different little distractions that come. Let me tell you, one thing sure, God ain't a God of confusion. If it ain't making sense, what they say, if it ain't making dollars, if it ain't making sense, because the blessed for the Lord make it rich, add no sorrow. If it ain't making sense, it ain't from God. It ain't from God. If it ain't making sense, you trying to rationalize this thing and make it seem like it's a blessing and you see that it ain't. It got you stressing. It ain't from God. It ain't from God. I'm here to tell you. And no, this is not alcohol. Because I don't drink alcohol. Don't second guess what God is doing in you in the season. And anything that God has removed, one thing about God, when he replaced stuff, it's always an upgrade. And God could upgrade you without anyone being in the presence. Okay? If God removes it, or if it want to remove itself, it ain't from God anyway. It's a lot of healing. It's a lot of healing need to take place in God's daughters. It's a lot of healing in our minds, bodies, spirit, soul. It's a lot that needs to God to be your healer. Allow God to be your balm in Gilead. Allow God to heal your broken heart, heal your perverse mindset. Just let God be God. Let God be God. I'm telling you, that's a amazing thing to do, is to let your creator do what he want to do with his creation. And when it's time for you to share your testimony as he's healing you and preparing you for whatever it is you need to do, that shame, guilt, stagnation, anything that tried to hold you down and hold you bound, it won't have it won't have his way. But God will be able to have his way with you, because at the end of the day, the test, when you overcome it, then you got a testimony. Others can overcome things from your testimony. Thank God for the blood. You know what I'm saying? And that's really why I come. I try to share and be transparent as I can, so it can really just encourage somebody not to give up. It don't matter what it look like. And we in this world, like, this world is so like hooked on these little apps. Like, the world is like, a lot of people don't have a life outside of whatever the news say, whatever these apps say, whatever whoever's doing what, you know, whoever's popping, that's who they want to listen to. So, you know, a lot of people have pseudo healing and pseudo success and pseudo, like a lot of pseudo, and pseudo mean false. Pseudo mean false. A lot of funny business going on, but you have to be intentional about being about your Father's business and allowing God to be about you, allowing God to heal you and allowing God even to promote you. I know a lot of times feel like it's no promotion, when you live in, for God. But guess what? Promotion comes from God, and it comes from the north. And when God promotes you, nobody can do anything about that. Quit looking for approval and acceptance from man. When man will accept you today and reject you tomorrow. Man will accept you today and reject you tomorrow. If I'm lying, I'm flying. That's why we got to know who we are, whose we are, who we belong to. So that way you won't be moved so easily. You wouldn't be trying to conform so easily. You wouldn't be feeling some type of way when people want to walk out on you so easily. You'll know that, okay, I got a higher calling to reach and I got to keep going regardless. You won't be running behind no relationships, situationships. You won't be running behind fake friendships. You won't be running behind that mess. You will be continuing to press towards. Somebody need to press. Don't be depressed. Press towards the mark. Because your prize, I don't know about nobody else, but my prize is in Jesus. What done loaded? Something must have been trying to load. But yeah, I just wanted to come on real quick, honey. Because I remember when I've been in the season and I get complimented on my smile a lot. And honestly, when God was bringing me out of that season, I didn't notice how much I was not smiling. I'm telling you. Sometimes you get caught up into things and you don't notice how much you are not yourself. You don't notice how much you are not yourself. So, when I say reclaim your pearls, girl, this ain't just no hashtag. Y'all better be out there reclaiming your stuff. Getting your mind right. Because even while you getting your bag right, get your mind right. Get your heart right. Be healed. So that way what did trample over you and try to leave you toe up the pieces, it don't have no control over your future, over your destiny, over what God has in store from you, because you're not going to let what was stop and hinder what is and what's to be. Because that means you're going to let the enemy win, and we can't let the enemy win. Can't go out like no sucker letting the enemy win, because we only got one enemy. And the enemy use whoever allow him to use them. But don't you ever let your past define you. Don't you ever let who ain't there and who's not stop what is. Don't you do that. Don't think like that. I hope y'all enjoyed something that was said tonight, even if it was one person. To God be the glory. I wasn't expecting to come on here. Y'all probably getting tired of me, but it is what it is, because once somebody might need what I got to say. So I ain't heard nobody. I am Tiffany, Empire, Impact, Ignite, y'all. And if you're not in the group, join us and Reclaim Your Pearls, girl. And if you're a brother and you got something you want to say, you got something on your chest, you need to get it out. Don't act like we can't listen. Don't act like nobody ain't hearing you. Got a group for you too. What about the black man? Because we know that it is things that are near and dear to your heart, things that's on your chest, things you ready to get off, be heard, and you want to say it and you're looking for a place to speak. Head there. Those are free Facebook groups. Men go where the men go, and women go Way the women go. Don't be trying to sneak up in the other people group, because they ain't none of your business. But yeah, and the only reason I'm there because it's some men need to go ahead and step up to the plate and really be the brothers, or even the role models and accountability partners or father figures or whatever people need, because it's a lot of needs that need to be met, but need to be met, but ultimately, you know, God is the supplier. God is the supplier. So blessings to y'all all. I will catch up with you all later. If you need me, let me know. Y'all already know where to find me. Holla back. I am Tiffany Empire Impact Ignite. Yes, I got on my new frames. Look at me. I had to hold my phone up in a box. But good night, y'all.